more information, stay tuned. Thanks for creating time for us. Kindly introduce yourself and tell us your story.
Okay, thank you so much, Jael, for having me. My name is Teressa, and born and raised in Machakos County, and I'm a public health officer by profession. I'm very, very passionate about wellness. My aim is to always ensure that the people that I'm close to are well, because when you are well, you are healthy and you are productive and you are able to plan your life better.
I understand you experienced betrayal in your relationship, which led to depression. Kindly tell us your story. What exactly happened?
Okay, thank you. Actually, it's a very touching story, and it happened a few years ago after campus. So there is a guy we met in campus, and of course, when I went to campus, I was very straightforward, and I had a vision on what I wanted my life to be, and what I needed to do to make my life a good life, a beautiful life. I had a vision. So having been raised by a single mom, I knew the challenges that come if you don't have a plan on what you are going to do to your life to make it productive and to make it better. So I went to campus with very clear goals and a very clear vision. But love always comes. So I met this dude in campus, and we started our relationship, but we had goals as well. We knew where we are heading, and we started the relationship with clear goals on what we wanted and where we wanted to go. So after campus, I was pregnant. Actually, I left the campus when I was already 5 months pregnant.
That is after graduation?
No, before graduation. I graduated with a two-week-old baby. Yeah, so now after campus, I couldn't go back to my home. I couldn't go back to my mom, of course, having struggled to bring me up. And then now I'm back from campus with a baby. It doesn't augur well. And even from herself and even from her friends, they would have started mocking her, like, after educating her, this is what you get in return. So I had such concerns. I also could not go back to my brother's house because, of course, my brothers are married, they have families, and now going back there and you're pregnant, it doesn't look good. So what option did I have?
It is a burden as well.
It is a burden as well. You are seen as a burden. So what option did I have? I just had to now start life with the owner of the baby. And you see, this is something that it just came up. It was not the way we had planned to settle, but now circumstances have forced us now to settle like that. So a few weeks, actually 2 weeks to my graduation, I delivered safely, and we graduated safely. And now, of course, you don't expect to get a job immediately after graduation. You have to tarmac. And you see, for myself, having a small baby, I couldn't tarmac. I had to stay at home and take care of the young one. So I was actually begging. Do I say begging? Or do I say waiting for the father of the baby to provide? Yeah, so that was my situation. And worst case scenarios, I would reach out to my brothers, and I thank God because they've never disappointed me. They've always come through to help. So that was back in 2014. So we struggled, we literally struggled, doing menial jobs, hawking shoes in the streets. But after a few months, now God came through. The spouse now got a better paying job, and I was still a stay-at-home mom. So I was still begging. I was being provided for everything. But now, and that time, by the way, things were very well. Things were good. When you're suffering, and you're both suffering, things are always good.
Yeah, the love grows stronger.
Yeah, because people don't have money to go clubbing and go doing bad things. So all was well until now money started coming in. So after some time, he was employed by the government, and now at least we could live a better life. I also got a job, and at least things improved. So we even shifted from the ghetto to
You
a
were living
better
in the
estate.
ghetto?
Yeah, we were living in the slums of Kangevi. So we shifted now to a better estate, of course, with better living conditions, and life became better. And life kept on getting better. Of course, I was very prayerful, and I still am. And it is through God's intervention, through our prayers, at least God elevated us. So we reached a point. We opened businesses, we even bought a car, and things kept getting better. So until this point, when things started going haywire, all of a sudden, now the good husband is not coming home. All of a sudden, he has become rude. All of a sudden, he's not taking care of the baby. All of a sudden, he's just not himself. So a lot was going on, but I kept on praying and trusting God. I kept on hoping that things will go back to normal, but they never did. So at one point, I overheard him talking to a friend, asking how much a scan cost in a certain hospital. So I pretended that I didn't hear, but at the back of my mind, I started asking myself questions. I'm not pregnant, so why is he asking about the cost of a scan, an ultrasound scan? I'm not pregnant. So I started joining the dots. The change of behavior could be because there is someone else who is involved. So at that point, I started now doing my doing my investigation. I started now looking around the people he's with, what they are up to. So I could ask about his friends, just chat with them like, how are you? How are things? Just trying to see whether something will come up.
Will pop up, yeah.
But it didn't. Kumbe, all this time, the guy had someone else who was already pregnant and had already been introduced home. Yes. And the parents and the friends, everybody knew about everything.
And the family knew you were married to that guy?
Yes, I had been introduced at their home. So imefika point, everybody knows what is happening, but I'm in the dark. So one of the cousins was graduating, and he happened to visit our home with his girlfriend. So it's actually the girlfriend who confirmed everything to me. He told me things are not good, and the way I'm seeing, you might end up having a coup d'etat could be in the process. So jipange. I started now confirming the rumors and the change of behavior that I was experiencing from
inquiry
him.
of that scan.
Yeah, and the inquiry of the scan. So she confirmed everything to me, and then I now confronted them. Just asked them because everyone was there, the mom and the guy.
Your husband now before the ex.
Yeah, the ex. I started asking them, what is this that I'm hearing? What is this? So after I now spoke, it's when now the mother now started telling me, forget about the kind of stories you are hearing from people. If there is someone else, then why am I here?
There is now the mother-in-law.
Yes. Why am I here if there is someone else in the picture? Blah, blah, blah. Even if there is, you say I've come to your house because it's you that we know. Such stories. Though I was not convinced. So that's when I now started drawing back. I started pulling myself back because now I didn't see future. Because if there is someone else already involved and a child is as well involved, so I started asking myself, really, this is not what I bargained for. So plus I felt betrayed because if we have struggled together to reach where we've reached together, lived in the ghetto, and mind you, we are graduates, I hoped shoes, I hoped clothes, just for us to get food. But now when you have money, now status changes. class changes,
Life changes.
life changes. So I'm also in the mix of being changed.
Yeah.
So I felt betrayed, but I still kept on praying. So after the guests now left, now I started telling myself I need to do something. So different things now after I've realized it's when friends start telling me, oh, we even knew about it, we tried to caution him about it, blah 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 blah. When I check in his Facebook account, the friends, hey, you can even see that wherever he works, because he had been employed in a different county, wherever he was working, it's kind of a desert. So you can see them with their do I say the other lover? You can see them with the lover there. You can actually see that the lover is uploading his pictures, and they are all over saying how he's handsome, how they love each other. I know as a human being, it's very hurting, because this was your first love, and this is the person that you had already
struggled together.
Yes. Plus, you had put in your mind that this is the person that I'm going to spend the rest of my life with. Yeah. So it was like that. Then after confirming, now he was no longer now hiding. He now started doing it purposely. He would fail to come home purposely. He would fail to leave us money purposely. Yani, at one point, I took his phone. I actually wanted to call someone because I didn't have airtime. And then when I took his phone, something told me, just check the messages. Ladies, if you're listening to me, don't. That's a death trap. I checked the messages. I almost fainted.
You couldn't even call to make that call that you intended to.
Yes, I didn't even make the call that I wanted to make, because what was interesting was the way he was discussing me with people. Like one particular message that I'll never forget is the lover was asking him, but why do you keep on giving that lady money, yet she's working? What does she do with her money? And then now the guy starts, oh, she pays tithe, oh, she sends her mom this amount, oh, she does her hair, oh, she has this and this chamas. No, you see, this is the person you love, and you don't expect him to give your secrets out to people. Plus, that is a private issue. So when he came and found me holding the phone and reading the messages, I got a very hot slap. Actually, that is the first time that was the first and the last time someone slapped me. Because I told myself, no, I can't be slapped just because I've checked her phone. No, that's not the way it should be. So I told myself, hey, here you are not needed. Here I am not needed. So I convinced myself that I'm not needed. So I decided now to move out. Now, before I moved out, the father called and told me we should go home and try to settle.
Reconcile.
Yeah, and try to reconcile. I thought, okay, not a bad option. So it was in 2017, December. So the father suggested that we go over Christmas. Yeah, so the guy called the cousin and the wife. So we were 4 of us in the car, plus my baby. And when we were on our way, when we reached somewhere and stopped, I didn't inquire what was happening. So kumbe, someone was being sneaked into the car. Now another lover.
The side chick.
Forget even about the one who is pregnant.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
somebody else,
different one.
A different one who was being sneaked into the car. Then all of a sudden I started feeling like all is not well. When I checked back, I saw the other lady, and I was like, what is she doing here? And were we not supposed to be going to settle our marital issues? What is a third party doing? So when I started inquiring, I was told if I want to alight the vehicle, I can alight, but I can't alight with the baby. So clearly their interest was in the baby, but not me. So nikavumilia. I cried for over 400 kilometers, crying. When we got there, what I can remember the father saying is that polygamy is allowed. And if I was not okay with that, then I can quit. That was the last straw. Because from a parent is where you expect to find hope and to find comfort and to be embraced. So after I was told that, hey, if you can't embrace it, you can leave. Then that's now I made up my mind completely that I'm leaving. So I came back to Nairobi, and I finally got the guts to tell him that, hey, enough is enough. I'm leaving. So I left. I went to my brother's place, and I stayed there for a few months. And then, thank God, I had a job. I now started making plans to move out, now to go and start life another time.
So immediately you came back from Shags. You came alone, or you came with him?
No, I came with them. I decided I'm not going to waste my money traveling, and there is a car there. So I came back with them, but I was not talking to anyone.
Plus
I was
the
like
side
a dummy.
chick.
Yes.
So you went with her up to your marital home?
Yes.
And she stayed there?
And she was welcomed, and even, do I say she was done introduction?
As the third wife?
Induction. Everyone in the village was introduced to her. And you're there. And then people are like, how about the other one? We know about the other one who has
Who's
a baby.
expectant?
Yeah.
Plus you.
Yeah. Love triangles. So, she was being introduced, blah, blah, blah.
And
blah,
she was
blah,
comfortable with the
blah.
situation?
I've never seen such a character. Someone who has come with a clear mission on what she wants to do in your home. And she's not blinking about it. She's looking you in the eye. Like, I'm here to stay. So
if you're not comfortable, walk away.
yeah,
I'll step in.
walk away. So we left together, came back to Nairobi.
With her still?
Yeah, but I was like a dummy in that car. I was not talking because clearly, who is there to talk to?
Yeah, true.
Yeah, who is there to talk to? So came back to Nairobi, and now actually after 2 weeks, after he went
So you
to work,
came with her to your house, or she was stopped somewhere?
She was brought to the house. She was brought to the house. Then I don't know what happened. Wakakosana. Then she actually went back to her home. Usiku peke yake. So, after now she was brought to my house. Na wakakosana. Mimi, I didn't care. I didn't even ask. I just left because I had moved. I was now sleeping in my baby's room. So I just slept in my baby's room. The following day, I woke up, went to work. Now I had a strategy that I look for money, nitajipanga pole pole, and then
You'll step out.
Yeah, I'll step out. Within 2 weeks after he came back now from work, we had not talked for 2 weeks. So when he came back, I actually came from work and found him at home. So I actually got courage to tell him, you know what, thanks for coming. Your house is in order, everything is intact. I'm leaving. So I took one of my handbags, I put 5 dresses and 2 pairs of shoes. And that's how I left. That time I had already taken my baby home. After tumetoka huko, now I explained everything to my mom because everything was damaged beyond repair. And my mom told me, my child, you can't suffer when I'm alive. Just bring the baby home and then I'll take care of her. By the time you recover, then you can come and pick her. So my baby was home. So after he came and I left, I went to my brother's house. Stayed there kidogo. Of course, because they need privacy too. I can't stay there for long. So I moved back to start life again. But during that time, depression is real. Depression was killing me. I thank God because I'm born again. I didn't resort to taking alcohol and all. Actually, when I was there in my little house, I could wake up, go to work, come back in the evening, or when I come back in the evening, I could either watch a movie or go to church and then come back in the evening. So what really helped me is I engaged myself in the activities that I love. Like I love singing, so I could go to church. Even in the days when church is not meeting, I could just go there, sing on my own, sing on my own, come back home, watch a movie, sleep. So after around a year, I could now at least narrate my story without shedding tears. So that's when now I met my new husband. Yeah.
You talked of your husband being a friend to your ex. Did he, the moment he learned that you've now moved on and you are starting another new life, did he try to come back?
Actually, after I left, after I left, I gave him now the freedom to do whatever he wants, to marry whoever he wants. And now, kumbe the ladies that he was with, they were not working. They were not career ladies. You understand what I mean? So it's like he also kind of got tired because now everything is...
They're demanding for cash.
Yeah, they are demanding for money. And then what really drew them to him, it was not love. It was money. It was money, class, and good life. Without realizing that this man had a life before money and before class.
Teressa, before we go to your recovery, how far did depression take you?
Depression took me to a point of committing suicide. I almost killed myself. Thank God the baby was not with me because...
What exactly happened?
So, there are these tablets that we keep in the house, painkillers, drugs for emergencies. So I went to a point of taking a larger dose. I took a large dose. I took a really, really large dose. I actually planned to, let me end all these things. Let me end all this suffering. So after I took the drugs now, I don't know what a neighbor was coming to look for. He came and, she came and found me on the floor of my house. She had borrowed something from me and she was returning. So she came and found me on the floor. So she told me, what's up? I was kidogo unconscious. I could not understand what was going on. So she carried me and rushed me to hospital. Then in the hospital, I was infused. And then all of a sudden I woke up. Then when I woke up, I was now introduced to the counselor. So they counseled me. I was doing one session every week. One counseling session every week. One counseling session every week. Until now, I became stable.
As you wrap up, because you told me that right now you have a very successful family, which you are so happy about it. I would like you to send an advice to people, probably, especially in Nigeria. Right now, so many marriages, they are not working out because of either reason. So what can you tell them? What can you advise them?
Okay, so you see, for my case, after now I moved on, after I healed, I managed to meet someone, at least, who loves me for what I am, who respects me, and who loves my child. So what I would tell ladies out there, don't stay in an abusive marriage or in a marriage where you are not respected or where you don't have a voice or where nobody cares about you because of what people will say. Just do your thing. Just do your thing. If you feel like you're not needed there, do the needful, just quit.
Thanks so much, Teressa, and thanks so much for sharing with us. I so much appreciate for creating time for us.
Thank you too for having me.
To my good viewers, you will still remain to your reflection and your mirror of your situation. So for you to get inspired, always stay tuned. As always, I'm your host, Jaun Sumba. Bye-bye.
KTN News.